Pulling into New York City about now, it will not run again. Today's last leg of the 93-year-old rail tradition was its last. Kristen Z is live at 30th Street Station with the story. Kristen?
Well, Rob, that train information board up there will never again display the Broadway Limited because the train with a truly magnificent history rolled into 30th Street Station for the last time this afternoon. The Broadway Limited arrived at 3:38, 21 hours after its journey began in Chicago. The legendary luxury line, which provided service between the Windy City and New York since 1902, has been derailed by Amtrak cost-cutting. For today's final run, many locomotive lovers traveled to Chicago for a full ride down memory lane.
If you lived in this area, the Broadway Limited was it. It was the train everybody wanted to ride because it was the most luxurious.
It was no extra fare, no the top cruise, special linen, special china, not used on any other train on the system. It was a true top drawer, one-of-a-kind experience for those riders.
One person who will miss the Broadway Limited is Philadelphia's Commissioner of Licenses and Inspections, BENNETT LEVIN. An admitted train buff, LEVIN took the final ride aboard his private railroad car, built in 1928 for the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad. 10 years ago, LEVIN bought the car and restored it beyond its original grandeur.
Well, we just took the Murphy bed out and we built uppers and lowers. So these beds were occupied last night.
President Kennedy rode this car in 1962 to an Army-Navy game, and in 1968, it transported Robert Kennedy's coffin from New York to Washington.
Today's just a sad day because you're taking it out on really the last run of an institution. What was really nice is all the people that appreciated the fact that we took the car because it was like a fitting punctuation mark at the end of the sentence.
Well, LEVIN and his fellow passengers arrived in New York at 5:51. Remember that time because it marks the end of an era. Reporting live on the Action Cam, I'm Kristen Z at 30th Street Station.
Thank you, Kristen. Pennsylvania. A Philadelphia institution rolled into the history books tonight. People had their video cameras rolling in Paoli as the Broadway Limited made its final trip to New York. The famous train ended its 93-year run of traveling between the Big Apple and Chicago, stopping in Philadelphia. It was once the pride of the Pennsylvania Railroad. Now Amtrak can't afford to keep it going. Rail buffs made up most of today's passengers on the final run. They're sad to see the Broadway canceled.
To me, it's something I grew up with. I've always heard of the Broadway Limited. It was always kind of the premier train. If you lived in this area, the Broadway Limited was it.
But not anymore. Now Philadelphians who want to get to Chicago by train have to go to New York or Washington or Pittsburgh first to make a connection. The Eagles made a